free throw line. Splash! Oh!
Happy Sunday, everybody. I'm Yisrael Leinor, joined today by Yosef Silver as we get set to bring you the NCSY Summer Pregame Show presented to you by NCSY. Best summer ever. Yosef, we had an incredible matchup here today, a semifinals for the Tier 1 Sarachek tournament between the TABC Storm as they look to take on and upset the Magen David Warriors. Yosef, what do you think are going to be the keys for this team to win and really the key players to look out for in this game today?
Well, definitely the key players to look out for TABC started the guy who jumped in front of the camera, Aiden Gurin. He's a really good shooter, standing at 6'5". Obviously, lanky shooters get compared to Kevin Durant, but the height he gets on his shots is going to be key. They're really going to need to attack Magen on the outside. And obviously, Ayal Kinderlehrer had 37 points against Berman in the first game. He's averaging 23 and 15 on the tournament, 5 offensive rebounds. He's obviously going to be huge for Magen, for TABC. As in terms of Magen, look for Moses Smecki. He's leading them in points. He's averaging 17 points a game. And Mark Sardar's been their best defensive player. Look for him to try to shut down Ayal Kinderlehrer today.
Thank you, Yosef. Now, talk to me about journey. How did each team find themselves in the spot that they do right now, respectively?
So for Magen, they started out this tournament against MTA, and they really did a great job of shutting down anything MTA wanted to do. They basically did anything that they wanted, and they won that game pretty handily. And then against Mimo put up a little bit of a tougher fight, but at the end of the day, Magen's energy and their press really shut down Mimo, and they came out with the win. As in terms of TABC, they kind of coasted to a win in the first round against Berman. And then against Shalhevet, it was a much tougher test. They really, really struggled in the first half. They showed a lot of mental toughness. They really corrected themselves in the second half. With time running out, Ayal Kinderlehrer was fouled. Went out to the line for 2 shots, down 2. Was iced twice, and he hit both. So very impressive performance from him. They wound up winning in overtime. So both these teams really showing that they deserve to be in this spot.
Well said, Yosef. You're truly a wizard on the mic. I'm excited to call this game with you. That is it for the NCSY Summer Pregame Show. Stick around, because after this commercial break, we got semifinals basketball here for you.
Dance! The maturity level's there. They're locked in the whole time, so it's a really good environment to get better.
Aaron Cohen didn't look at anyone but himself.
Well, the best part about this is seeing these kids, how badly they want, how badly they want to get better. The older kids are realizing, like, if you want to play at a high level, you got to really work.
Hashem gives us 6 days of the week to say, work your butt off, and then I'm going to give you a day to rest. So until then, we're going to bust our butt and deserve and earn our Shabbos this week. Focus, lock in. Let's go.
My story started with a letter in the mail. I took my first steps in New York and felt the energy all around me.
I connected with my Rebbe on the first day of Shir.
My story was learning that the mitochondria is more than just the powerhouse of the cell.
I made my painting from scratch, like really from scratch.
My roommates came here from 4 different countries. We lit 1 menorah together.
My story was practice every night.
Chavruta every night.
Subway rides, city lights.
In my story, my name was in the headlines.
The bylines. The University Museum.
My story was my internship at the Supreme Court.
Dancing with the Israeli flag in Times Square.
My story was participating in the only hackathon, not on Shabbat.
The Career Center found me my first job at a top business analytics firm.
My story was becoming best friends with my chavruta.
And holding that NCAA trophy.
My story started here.
My story is just beginning.
Welcome back. This game is just about to get started. We got fans here who are looking forward to what is set to be an incredible matchup. We have the president of YU, Rabbi Dr. Art Berman, in the house. We have some esteemed guests. And this is really set to be an exciting one. TABC brought a lot of students here to watch this game. A lot of fans in the crowd for TABC. Yosef, this is going to be a good one. I'm excited.
Yeah, it definitely should be a great one. Like we said, both teams coming off of strong performances in the Tier 1 quarterfinals. And definitely a tough test for Magen David. They haven't really been tested that much so far this tournament. But it'll be interesting to see how they respond to a very, very strong opponent in TABC.
Well said, well said. They've been sort of, not to undermine the teams that they played so far, but I guess just seeding-wise, we'll go with that. Seeding-wise, they've been coasting a little bit. But TABC Storm they're in the semifinals for a reason. They're a good team. They overcame a big deficit last game to come back and win. They are resilient. They are good. The starting lineups are sponsored by the Yeshiva University Office of Admissions. As you start your college journey, make sure to visit us online to check out all the great events and opportunities we have for YU students. Now, speaking of starting lineups, the starting lineup for the TABC Storm is going to be number 0, Yona Mendel, number 4, Charlie Simmons, number 24, Eitan Silmanov, number 34, Eyal Kindler, and number 43, Aiden Gurin. And on the other side, we got number 1, Joshua Shabbat, number 3, Philip Scher, as Magen David does game possession there. Moses Smecki, who has it in the corner, is a starter. Mark Sadar, and Jack Aber. This is set to be a good one. As immediately they throw up a 3, no good. TABC going the other way.
Yeah, I like that shot from Smecki in the corner. Like we said in pregame, he's their leading scorer. Look for him to get going from deep early.
TABC looking to do something with it to avoid getting a turnover there, as so many teams do against this Magen David defense. Magen David leads this tournament actually in forced turnovers. They have an electrifying defensive team as a whole.
Yeah, they definitely play an aggressive defense, and I like that from TABC, starting to go inside. I was talking to Coach Dweck before the game. He acknowledged that TABC may have the height advantage, and they may be a bigger team. So it's good to see TABC trying to go inside and trying to beat them that way.
Exactly, and speaking of inside, Magen David is the first to take off the lid there with a 2-point layup by Jack Aber. As TABC kicks it out to the corner, we got a 3-point attempt. That's no good from Charlie Simmons. It's going the other way. Magen David likes to run. They like their fast break points. We got a fast break 3-point attempt. That's very new age basketball-esque.
Yeah, look for Magen to do that when TABC is going to be in transition. They may not have all their bigs set up. I'd imagine Magen to try to play a up-tempo game, up-tempo offense.
Exactly, as TABC with another turnover there. Magen David is a team that likes to take turnovers, turn them into quick, fast break points. So that's their bread and butter. As we got a nice little drive to the hoop, ending in a floater from Mark Sadar. That's 2 points.
It's a nice floater from Mark Sardar, really acknowledging the opening in the defense and driving the lane.
TABC looking to set up something in the half court. There, once again, this is what I was talking about in the beginning. Magen David has that, in 2K they like to call it the Hall of Fame, defensive intimidator Hall of Fame badge. Sorry about that. Hall of Fame intimidator badge. They have a way of intimidating the offense and forcing turnovers.
Yeah, and that's going to be something TABC needs to take care of. Magen David is a well-oiled machine. They really run well. They can beat you in many, many ways. So when you're playing against Magen, the most important thing is to not beat yourself and commit silly turnovers.
Speaking of silly turnovers, we got a little bit of a flashy pass attempt there from Sardar. Nope, sorry, from Smecki. And it goes right out of bounds. David Sachs is in the game, by the way, checked in. Looking to make something happen. Last game, TABC was a little bit quiet in the first half. They really turned it on in the second half. I'm sure they would like to change that a little bit this game. As David Sachs gets blocked on the perimeter. Few guys fighting for the rebound there. The refs are discussing who was out of bounds. And yes, they call TABC ball.
Yeah, as we look on the replay, it's an athletic block from Moses Smecki, and then he just goes and ultimately falls and lands out of bounds. So they're going to call it off Smecki, and TABC is going to retain possession.
Exactly. David Sachs looking to set up his offense. Something he feels very comfortable doing as he attempts to split the defense, but the ref does call a travel. It's going the other way. A lot of turnovers early from TABC. Some of them even unforced errors.
Yeah, it makes it a little bit, makes sense, you know, starting in, both these teams still getting settled. But, you know, as this game goes on, look to see these teams tighten it up.
Exactly. As we had a three-point attempt that was no good. Magen David looking to get an open shot. Their half-court offense, while good, is less effective than their fast break offense as they get blocked, rejected at the rim. They're going the other way. Ball gets tipped as Eyal Kindler tries to push the break. Ball, TABC. And just like that, we got a timeout called. Yep, we got a timeout called. TABC not happy that they haven't been able to score yet. Take the lid off the hoop. We are going to send you to commercial break. We'll be right back.
Get ready for 5 days of some of the best basketball of your life at the second annual year of the Ready to Ball League camp. Join us in Teaneck, New Jersey at the end of June or in the 5 towns at the end of August. We're going to have Ryan Terrell be our head trainer for the second straight year, alongside other amazing coaches and featured athletes like McDonald's All-American Dylan Harper. Use the promo code Sarachek25 to get $25 off your registration, and I look forward to seeing you this upcoming summer.
And we are back. TABC called that timeout there. That timeout there was sponsored by NCSY Summer. NCSY Summer is the premier summer trip provider for Jewish teens across the world. With over 20 plus programs spanning the US, Israel, and Europe, NCSY Summer can find something for you. Visit summer.ncsy.org. Let's see if TABC can take the lid off the hoop coming out of this timeout.
Yeah, no points thus far for TABC. Look for them to try to work something through, try to figure out how to break this intense Magen zone.
But lucky for TABC, or I wouldn't say lucky, but, you know, they've been able to hold Magen David on the other end to just 4 points, so it hasn't been so much of an issue as Eyal Kindler finally takes the lid off, and, oh, we got a hard foul at half court. Obviously not intentional, but that was a hard foul nonetheless. But he walks it off like a champ. That's Joshua Shabbat probably going to take a break. No, he's staying in the game.
Yeah,
staying in the game. We're playing basketball.
Yeah, that was a tough fall, as obviously unintentional, but that collision over there. But, you know, he's a tough guy, and he'll tough it out after that tough hit.
Exactly. And Eyal, you know, scoring that first bucket there, reminiscent of his first game here in the tournament. He scored 37 points in that first game. It was truly an incredible showing. TBC is going to look to get him going here in this game.
Yeah,
as the offense.
Yeah, for sure.
Relies on him.
As going back on that point, you know, he had a great game against Berman, but Berman is a very small team.
As we got a good three-point attempt from Charlie Simmons, TABC takes a 5-4 lead. Joseph, you were saying?
Yeah, Berman is a much smaller team. They only have one guy listed above 6 feet. Their center is 5'11". You know, with Kindler's 6'3", 6'4" frame, he really did a great job. Last game against Shalhevet, against Sam Jacobson, he kind of struggled a little bit more. It's interesting against big guys like Haber and Sardar how Kindler is going to do.
Yeah, as just during that little sequence there, Magen David did regain the lead. It's 6-5. They get it back to Kindler. He shoots a little fadeaway mid-range shot. They get the offensive rebound, kick it back out. Sachs thought about the deep three. He shoots a mid-range shot, gets fouled. He's going to get sent to the line. That was a nice little pump fake attempt there.
Yeah, and as we see on the replay, he just knocks his yarmulke off. I don't know how much contact with him physically there was, but you know, anytime there's something as obvious as that, it's going to get called.
Yeah, exactly. And I was waiting until after he hit that one to let you know that Sachs is a good free throw shooter. He'll be the shooter, so no surprise there that he was able to tie up the game.
Yeah, TABC as a whole really hasn't been shooting well from the line.
Right.
They're only 62% from the free throw line in this tournament so far. But he's definitely not the reason that exists, as he goes 2 for 2 there.
It's been no fault of David Sachs, that's for sure. As we got a nice little take to the hoop, Euro step, ending in an Eyal Kindler foul. That'll be sending number 11, Smecky, to the line. Shoot 2. Eyal thought he was straight up there. He didn't like the call.
Yeah, I thought it was a fine call. And that's going to be something that's key for TABC and Eyal Kindler. You know, look for Magen to maybe try to attack him, try to get him to commit fouls. Obviously, that's his first. You know, it's not something you're looking out for yet. But if he gets into foul trouble, things could go wrong really quickly for TABC.
Exactly. And he was able to tie the game up there.
And if you're TABC, Moses Smecky's probably the last guy you want standing on the line.
Yep. For that exact reason, they regained the lead. Many lead changes here early. It's exactly what we were expecting from semifinal basketball, as the three-point attempt by Gurin gets stuck in the rim there. It's going the other way.
Yeah, despite the 6'5 frame, Gurin is more of a...
Sorry, just a correction there. Staying here as the last jump ball went to Magen David. Yes, Yosef, you were saying?
Despite the 6'5 frame, Gurin plays more of a wing role for these Storm. He loves to shoot the three, as we saw again over there. He kind of struggled against Shalhevet. Let's see if he can get it going here, although obviously starting out 0 for 2 is not ideal.
Yeah, and it's interesting you say, as TABC gains possession there, interesting you say that he plays a perimeter role. That was part of the reason why TABC was able to beat Shalhevet last game, was they had such a big man with such long arms on the perimeter guarding their shooters. You know, they were in a zone defense, but he was disrupting shooters, he was disrupting guards. That's not something that opposing teams are used to seeing.
Yeah, we see it with Aiden Gurin. We saw it with Avi Oakner for Ida Crown as well. When you have a guy that's just that long at the top of the defense, it really just shuts things down for the point guards. It closes the passing lanes, it closes the shooting lanes. And then offensively, when he plays on the outside, at that 6'5 frame, especially with his jump, he just gets so high that typically the guards or even the smaller bigs, the wings that are guarding him in the corner, have no shot at defending the shot.
Exactly. As that jump ball right there led to a change of possession. Shab with a little mid-range attempt. Rebound secured by Kindler. TABC looking to do something. Oh, a nice little spin, but a steal. Yet another turnover. TABC. Eyal wanted to avoid the foul there, thus giving up a layup. David running in. He kicks to the corner. There he is, the stretch 5. And Gurin hits the 3. Just like that, this game is all tied up.
Yeah, gorgeous shooting for him from Gurin. You know, he just set his feet, hit the shot, and him hitting shots is going to be crucial for TABC. If you want to beat this Magen team, you basically got to be firing on all cylinders, and he's going to be a huge part of that.
Exactly. As we got a substitution for Magen David. Sure just stepped out of the game. Again, Magen David looking to set up their half-court offense, something that's been less effective in this tournament, but really hasn't been an issue as they've steamrolled past the last two opponents. But that possession ended in a step-back 3, not a high percentage shot, going the other way. Eyal Kindler in the fast break, he puts it up, and the ref calls a shooting foul, sending Eyal to the line.
It looked like the baseline ref over there wanted to call the offensive. And I think they did in the end.
I was wrong.
They changed it.
I stand corrected.
Well, the ref at half court wanted to call it wanted to call it a block, and the ref at the baseline wanted to call it a charge.
Yeah.
The ref at the baseline has precedence, so that's going to be a charging foul on Eyal Kindler. He's not going to be happy as that's his second.
Yeah,
and
second
Magen's
foul.
going to get possession.
Exactly, second foul in just the first quarter. Not something he's happy about.
As we see Coach Matt Malk entering the gym, coach for Flatbush, as they'll play next against the Eula Panthers, against the Yisrael Einhorn's Eula Panthers.
Yes, that's right. I'm very excited to watch that game. You know, no biases for me, but you know.
There was a lot of noise about the Shalhevet TABC game,
as they brought them down all the way down to the shot clock there.
You know, the Shalhevet TABC game went to overtime, but so did the Ida Crown Eula game, which was also an excellent contest.
Yes, 2 back-to-back overtime thrillers yesterday. But that's what Sarachek basketball is all about. as Magen David scores another fast break layup there. They're really hard to stop in the fast break.
Yeah, and once again, Magen David pushing the pace, really attacking the paint with Kinderler not having the opportunity to get back.
Yeah.
As TABC looks to hold for one.
A smart move, considering that they could end the quarter tied or even with the lead. The ball is going to remain here. It was tipped out of bounds. We got a substitution for the final shot.
Yeah, with this offensive possession, putting in Jakob Solomon, who's been a good shooter for them. Known for that orange Nanach Kippa. Let's see if it sometimes distracts shooters on defense. But let's see if he can. They'll get it to him.
With 3 seconds remaining, they do kick it to Solomon. He throws it up. This is the reason he was put in. No good. The score is Magen David 12, TABC 10. That's the end of the first quarter. Stick around. We'll be back after this commercial break. Come to Como Pizza for some great pizza, pasta, salads, and even awesome breakfast options. We will be streaming the games in the store, making it a great place to watch the games while you eat. Lake Como Pizza.
Yeah, Como Pizza. It's good pizza, good people, good all the other options as well. They gave us lunch today, fueling MacsLive, and we are proud to be sponsored by Lake Como Pizza.
Amazing. As you said, great people there. I couldn't agree more. When you're there, you feel like family.
100%.
Yeah, you really feel like family.
And as they're streaming in store, I hope they appreciate, I hope they hear the shout out and they hear the, that people do appreciate the hard work that they put in.
TABC is starting with the ball here. Solomon picking up right where he left off, shooting a 3. It's no good. Magen David looking to push. TABC, good job there at slowing them down. They force up a bad shot. It's going the other way. The 2 big men for TABC do remain in the game, Gurn and AL, along with their point guard, David Sachs. Really, the teams are going to keep it here to tight lineups. As long as this game is close, they're going to be the rotations will be small. 10 seconds left on the shot clock. TABC is aware. They're looking to get something going. They throw up a prayer, and that's no good. The ref should have called a shot clock violation, but they didn't.
Yes, that was a good defensive stand from Magen David. It's that stifling defense we're talking about.
Speaking of stifling defense, just the mere presence of Eyal Kindler forces the floater air ball there, as Sachs able to come back the other way and capitalize, taking defense and turning it into offense.
Yeah, I don't know if we see that on the replay, but Magen was a little slow to get back. I'm looking for the guy on the bottom. I think it was Jack Haber, looking for him to step up into the open lane to prevent that floater.
They're passing it around the horn a little bit, ending with a 3, and that's good. Great 3-point attempt by Mark Sadar.
And we talk about Smecky being their shooter, but Mark Sardar is also an incredible player for Magen David, and that's really what kills me about Magen David, is that if Smecky's having an off night, Sardar's going to go off. Sardar's not playing well, Shabbat's gonna kill you.
Exactly. So much balanced scoring from this team, so many great offensive weapons. That's really what makes them so hard to beat, and really one of the main reasons why they are the 1 seed. As Solomon feels comfortable there, and he finally gets it to go. That's why he's in the game, to shoot threes, and he capitalized there, able to tie up this game.
Yeah, as we mentioned before, he's kind of their three-point specialist. And now that he's hit, I believe that's his second in this game. Look for them to maybe keep going back to him as they try to take the advantage over Magen.
Oh, Magen David with a tough mid-range shot there. They go back to Sardar, and he makes the defense pay.
Yeah, very impressive over there from Mark Sardar. Now maybe he's getting going a little bit. Right, we're talking about TABC feeding Jakob Solomon. Maybe watch for Magen to feed Mark Sardar, as after the play comes up with an athletic block at the end of that.
Exactly. Sachs was fouled on the ground. TABC looking for someone to take the ball out there. He's like, I got it. But Mukum Shayanish, I'll step up. And again, a lot of perimeter offense from TABC. You know, you mentioned in the beginning they were looking to get it inside. But a lot of shots going up this quarter as TABC trying to stop the fast break there. Ultimately get called for a foul on Sulmanov.
Yeah, that was good defense by Aiden Gurin initially. And then Shabbat picked up the rebound and got slapped on the hand by, I believe, number 24, Eitan Suleimanov. So he'll go to the line for 2.
You know, the TABC section, the fan section, is absolutely packed right now. I'd be surprised if there was any student in the school watching on this stream. It appears as though so many guys are here. You know, truly incredible. The fan show out as Eyal appears to get poked in the eye.
Yeah, reacted badly to that one, but he looks to be okay. It's good to see. May just, shake it off a little bit. Obviously unintentional.
Yeah. And, Magen David's doing a good job at really, ensuring that Eyal doesn't get going, get in a rhythm. That's really the key if you want to beat TABC. This past summer in NCSY Cole, I had the privilege of being on Eyal's league team, as we have a miss there. I had the privilege of being on his basketball league team. Our team averaged 56 points a game. I think he averaged 50 of those 56. As Magen David doing what they do, scoring on the fast break.
Yep. And we're going to continue to see that when Kinderler and, it's not even Gurin are not able to get back for TABC, they're just going to go right at the middle of the basket.
It's Kinderler trying to get position there, which ends up with a bad pass from Solomon. Again, the fast break, and that's how Magen David gets their points. They just run and gun.
Yeah, and it's as Coach Oz calls a timeout to settle his guys. It's these crazy runs that'll kill you. It was just a 2-point game, 3-point game. About 30 seconds ago, all of a sudden, a couple fast breaks. Now it's 7 points for Magen David.
Exactly. Basketball is a game of runs. Speaking of runs, we'll run you to commercial break and be right back. And we are back. We would like to thank Chopsticks for being a proud MacsLive sponsor. For the best Chinese food in Teaneck, you've got to go to Chopsticks. Head to chopsticksusa.com to order online. The link is in the description of this very video.
And Chopsticks sponsored dinner for us here at MacsLive on Thursday. It was definitely a big hit amongst the crowd. Highly recommend you check them out.
As TABC with an unforced error there. Again, a lot of turnovers this game.
Yeah, now what you're looking for, especially coming off a timeout. Coach Oz, I'm sure he's trying to settle his guys, trying to, get back to the game plan. But that's definitely not how you want to start out.
Not at all. But again, TABC could easily get a still here, or stop, and run in transition. This is a team that could gain momentum just like that. As we saw last game versus Shalhevet, they were down big. I mean, I'm talking big. It's a 7-point lead. But, even last game, they were down. And just like that, they picked up the momentum. They were able to tie the game and eventually win.
Yeah, a little bit of a silly foul there from Shavit. Definitely didn't mean to do that. Coach Dweck was not happy. As, definitely when you're winning in these games, you don't want to commit silly fouls.
That's for sure. As the offense looking to do something with it as the point guard Sachs is sitting out. They give it to Ayal. Kicks it back up to the perimeter. We got a deep three. No good. It was a nice attempt by Gurin. And a little too hard there on the fast break layup. Planks off the backboard. Ayal calling for the ball. They want to screen. They're going to run a little pick and roll action. Something that's so deadly. Should have hit Ayal as he was rolling, but hopefully they could. No, unable to capitalize there. I thought they had Ayal with an open layup, but it's going the other way. And unable to capitalize there on the fast break.
And both teams going through a little bit of a rough patch since that timeout. I think it's really just about settling down for Magen once they get into their half-court offense.
And just like that, that is their bread and butter. Defense on one end, fast break score on the other. That's where they make their money.
Yeah, and it's interesting to note, Magen in previous games, they went on a full five-man front court press. I was a little bit curious to see whether they were going to do that against maybe some higher levels of competition here in TABC. But it looks like they've kind of stuck away from that, just playing with the intense in-your-face half-court defense.
Right, the grit and grind defense. As on the fast break, we got an exceptional defensive play. What a great block from someone else.
Yeah, and he's one of the not as often talked about guys on this team, but he's definitely a huge part of it. Just with a good defensive contest over there. Maybe got away with a little bit of contact, but overall, good of him to stop that fast break for Magen as we are now under 2 minutes.
Exactly. Magen David up 9, 24-15. Yet another slow offensive first half for TABC, as we saw last game, as they all get fouled after securing the rebound.
Yeah, that foul's going to go on Jack Franco. And interesting to note with Jack Franco, you see that big brace on his knee. He's actually been through 7 months of injury rehab and recovery. He got hurt earlier in the season, right in the very beginning. But he worked really hard to make sure he's back on the court, and here he is making an impact for Magen David.
Incredible, a real story, a real testament to the resilience of him and really the team as a whole.
You see the aggressive defense from him.
As a nice strong screen set there for Sachs. Unable to capitalize, they almost secured the rebound, but out of bounds, it's going the other way.
Yeah, and we can see on the replay that after the shot, the ball kind of moves around a little bit, ultimately goes off Suleymanov's foot.
We're coming in now on the final minute to play in the first half. Magen David struggling to get a basket up, but they finally do, ending in a nice mid-range shot.
And especially with TABC's size advantage, I really want to see more effort on the defensive glass. Once again, with Magen, in order to beat them, you first have to not beat yourself. You can't keep giving up second chance opportunities.
We got a nice little three-point attempt there from the corner. It's no good, but they get an offensive board. They find Ayal down low, and that's just barbecue chicken as he scores and the layup. It's too easy. The second Ayal gets positioning, there's almost nothing you could do to stop him.
Yeah, it was in a good position there. Jack Haber, looking to front the post. But when he fronts the post and they get it over him, there's supposed to be someone that rolls over to help. Nobody really came over, and that gave Kindler an easy shot at the basket.
Unable to capitalize there on the the third point, the free throw. I assume Magen David will hold for one here. Looking to maybe end the half with a double-digit lead. We got 5 seconds left on the clock. Magen David struggling to get an open shot. Some great defense from TABC. Ends in a no score. What an incredible first half from both teams. But we got great news for you. The Camp Step It Up halftime show begins right now. We send it to Aaron Whedon on the sideline.
Thank you so much, guys. I'm here with Coach Dweck. Coach, first half, you're up by 9. You got their big man in 2 fouls. Some shots weren't going for you in the first half. What can you do to be better in the second half?
I think we have to be a little bit more patient. We're just getting the ball, just throwing it up there, and hoping for the best. I think we got to just move the ball a little bit more.
Good luck, Coach, and we wish you luck in the second half.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Aaron. What a beautiful embrace there between two legendary people, legendary coach and legendary sideline reporter. That was the Camp Step It Up halftime show. We send you to commercial break, but stick around because we'll be right back.
I really love the intensity that's applied to everyone, kids from 2nd grade to 12th grade, that I really don't think you can find anywhere else, where the coaches will genuinely push you and they genuinely want you to get better, and that's something that's really special here.
So I saw the schedule and I was just like, wow, like this is perfect. Like people here get up early, they're passionate. Nobody comes to a camp and gets up at 7 a.m. if they don't want to be there and get better. Also just seeing that I could be around people that related to me mentally, that are the same, and also I can connect with culturally, was important for me.
This year now, coming at the beginning, for my 3rd year, I think the socializing part is a lot easier because there's so many girls, but the basketball part is also really good. The girls are very good, so it's fun playing with them, and overall it's just very fun, and it's not only basketball, it's also just regular life skills that
I really love the intensity that's applied to everyone, kids from 2nd grade to 12th grade, that I really don't think you can find anywhere else, where the coaches will genuinely push you and they genuinely want you to get better, and that's something that's really special here.
So I saw the schedule and I was just like, wow, like this is perfect. Like people here get up early, they're passionate. Nobody comes to a camp and gets up at 7 a.m. if they don't want to be there and get better. Also just seeing that I could be around people that related to me mentally, that are the same, and also I can connect with culturally, was important for me.
This year now, coming at the beginning, for my 3rd year, I think the socializing part is a lot easier because there's so many girls, but the basketball part is also really good. The girls are very good, so it's fun playing with them, and overall it's just very fun, and it's not only basketball, it's also just regular life skills that yoga teaches every day, which is very helpful for when I go back.
Yeah, I think that the routine in the camp is really important, because the way that we have 5 hours of basketball or 6 hours of basketball every day, or having a very specific schedule kind of helps with the routine and really getting more disciplined also.
My favorite thing at camp is to have all these kids that give me motivation to push myself, to wake up early in the morning and work hard every time I get to the court. I just love having everyone around me love basketball and want to work hard. Makes me want to work hard myself and pushes me.
This is more than basketball. We are teaching them how to be responsible. What does it mean to be in collective sport? What does it mean to share? Not just practicing, they're getting really good and nice coaches, nice people, counselors. I think it's just great experience, and I would like that when I was a kid in Serbia that we had something like this, but it just didn't exist in Serbia, and the conditions they are getting at this campus, and how many gyms we are having, then pool, then lake, then football courts. It is really amazing.
I think I learned a lot about the Step It Up clock, and how to shot fake and get away from your defender, doing a spin without traveling. And it's just really cool because I can't wait to come back home
and like show it off to my friends, and like they'll be like, how'd you get like all these new skills? And I was like, yeah, I went to this camp and I got like really good at it.
Thousands worldwide choose Israel for their gap year. Masa has opportunities for interning, studying, volunteering, and exploring throughout the country.
Doing an internship on gap year, I learned all these skills that no kid who hasn't gone to uni is supposed to know yet.
My experience at Masa, learning about Judaism and Israel, is going to help me take those values into my future, into college, and then bring them into the rest of my life.
Now, more than ever, this is your time to explore Israel, explore who you are on your Masa gap year.
Welcome back to this very special broadcast. Our halftime show is brought to you by Camp Step It Up, located in upstate New York, with busing provided to and from camp. Camp Step It Up is the most proven Shomer Shabbos basketball camp in the world, featuring 33 current Sarachek players and over 400 past Sarachek players, as well as YU and Stern College stars over the past 12 years. There are programs for boys and girls, grades 4 through 12, including a 1 to 7 week option in both the U.S. and Israel. There are 3 minyanim per day, learning groups, and a camp rabbi. Past campers include many Yeshiva League MVPs, over 60 college players, and an NBA draft pick. Additionally, some of the players in this camp are Step It Up campers. Some of the players in this very game are Step It Up campers, including Philip Scher, Yeshiva League Finals MVP, and Jacob Shiloach. For more information,
what is
email
your formula for beating Magen David, and what can you do to put yourself in a good position for the rest of the way?
I think if we don't turn the ball over, I think we're going to be in very, very good shape.
Is there any adjustments you made at halftime to bring you guys back into this game?
Yeah, we're not going to turn the ball over.
Thank you, Coach. Good luck in the second half.
What a great interview right there. Turnovers were really the problem. For more information, Camp Step It Up, email office@campstepitup.com or call 888-600-0908 or visit timetostepitup.com. Many ways to get involved. That was a Camp Step It Up halftime show. Now, Aaron mentioned Turnovers are going to be the thing that TABC looks to fix coming into this half. That was certainly a huge issue, as we pointed out many times. So a lot of unforced errors. Sometimes a couple forced errors. Magen David's got aggressive, fast-paced defense. They slide their feet well. They're not afraid to reach for steals. But if TABC wants to be able to pull off this win, they're going to have to cut back on turnovers.
Yeah, that's definitely been the Achilles heel for TABC in this one so far. Obviously, Magen, they play a very aggressive style defense. And the thing with them is that they play an aggressive style, but they play it cleanly. Not a lot of fouls. Nobody in for Magen is really in any kind of foul trouble at all. So TABC's guards in particular are really just going to have to take care of the ball, do a little bit of a better job of that on the perimeter, not let up these easy fast breaks. As we saw, the game was within 3, and then it kind of turned over. Got to make sure for TABC that they hold on to the basketball.
Incredibly said. I couldn't have said it better myself, Josef, as, they play aggressive defense, and oftentimes when you have teams that play aggressive defense, they, as this is only the high school level of basketball, it tends to lead to fouls. Magen David is so disciplined and, so able and so willing to play that aggressive defense, all while staying clean, all while not attempting any fouls, or very minimal fouls. And that's really how they're able to get in transition and score so many transition baskets. As Magen David is going to start with the ball this half. All they need is someone to take it out.
And it looked to be a little confusion in the beginning whose ball it was.
TABC fans are on their feet in the stands there. They're excited. They're excited for what the second half to bring. Smecky with a three-point attempt there, slightly contested, but an immediate turnover on the fast break there. And just like that, we have a double-digit lead. Magen David is now up 11.
Yeah, and that's what we said, taking care of the basketball, more court awareness. And speaking of court awareness, great job by Joshua Shabbat, understanding where the ball is, picking it up, and taking it to the lane.
As TABC, their point of emphasis at halftime was limit turnovers. They got one quick immediately, but, one per half, that wouldn't be an issue. As they look to get AL down low, looking to do something with it. He kicks it to the corner. We got a three-point attempt. No good. Magen David's running. They got to do, there we go. A little bit of a sloppy pass there as it slipped out of his hands. And they get it on the inside, and that's just too easy, but unable to capitalize.
Yeah, and for TABC, they're playing that 2-3 defense, and the way you beat that is just like they did in the high post. Haber just unable to hit the shot. But look for Magen to attack that, that area right around the foul line, that high post. That'll leave TABC a little bit vulnerable.
Yeah, and I'm sure Magen David is, happy with almost everything that went down in that play. They'll look to get that many more times. As TABC unable to get the layup, they got 2 missed layups, but 2 offensive boards. We had great play there from Eitan, again, fighting after the misses, ultimately leading to an out of bounds.
Yeah, and it's a great job by Suleimanov fighting for the rebound. And if you looked, the mere presence of Eyal Kinderler in the paint forces Jack Haber to go onto Kinderler to protect the rebound from him, which then leaves it open for Suleimanov. That's one thing about these great players, is that just because they're not doing something or they're not in the play, that doesn't mean they're not creating opportunities for their teammates to succeed.
Exactly. It almost creates like a pick your poison kind of thing for Magen David. As we got a beautiful looking shot from the corner by Shabbat.
And Joshua Shabbat shooting 50% from 3 from the tournament. You don't want to leave him open from the corner.
TABC continuing to try to get it inside. They settle for a mid-range shot, and they score and immediately call a timeout. Coach wants to talk some things over. We're going to take a moment to send you to commercial break. We will be right back.
What happens at a typical day at RTB? You show up and you hear an awesome schmooze for 30 minutes by Rabbi Avi Rosalimsky and Ryan Terrell about a Jewish topic related to basketball. After that, you come into the gym for 3 hours of skill-focused training. Each hour is 55 minutes of training and then a 5-minute break. Within the hour, we focus on one specific area of your game, and over the course of 5 days, we touch on all areas. To cap off the day, you have one league game, and then you go home after an awesome day at RTB.
And welcome back. TABC had a moment there to talk things over. You know, even though they scored on the last possession, still a bunch of things that they need to clean up if they want to overcome this 12-point deficit.
Yeah, definitely. It's been a little tough for them, a little bit more offensively than defensively. They're kind of getting killed in transition by Magen off of some, ill-advised passes and turnovers, especially with Magen playing up.
Exactly, as we got a block on a three-point attempt there, but Sachs with a steal, kicks it out to the corner. There he is, the stretch 5 Gurin, unable to score there off Magen David. The ball is going to stay here.
Good awareness by Sachs on that play, really finding the ball and able to get it to Gurin. Gurin, he's been a little off today. That he's now 1 of 7 from the field, all of them from three-point range. But if he can get it going for TABC, that can really turn the tides here.
And you know what they say about good shooters, they're going to keep, as Haber gets called for a foul there, but good shooters, especially in high-intensity situations, high-intensity games, need to keep shooting. If you're going to allow, some missed shots to throw you off and deter you, then, who knows where they're going to get scoring from. As Gurin attempted pump fake there, the 3. We had another pump fake and drive from Eitan. He grabs another offensive board. We got a jump ball.
That's another strong play from Eitan Suleimanov. He has 0 points in this one, but he's contributing otherwise. He's got 3 rebounds, make that, I believe, 5 rebounds now. He had 3 in the first half. 2 assists, 2 blocks in this one. It's those good players that are able to make the impact even when they're not scoring, even when they don't have the ball.
Exactly, as Kindler turns the ball over, but they're able to avoid a fast break score there.
Yeah, good transition defense by Ben-Sion Kaiser to stop Smacky.
And just like that, Magen David has to set up their half-court offense, looking to do something with it. They get it inside, and we got a foul called on Kaiser. That'll be on the ground.
And that's going to be Kaiser's first, but great ball movement there by Magen David, forcing Kindler into the ball carrier, and which created space for Haber for the pass.
Exactly. And again, Magen David, while they have a solid half-court offense, they struggle relatively, relative to, their other methods of scoring to get easy buckets. But that time, Haber gets a good look inside and gets sent to the line to shoot two.
And it was another similar play where they draw Kindler out of the paint, and then the presence of Jack Haber. He's a big guy standing at, it's got to be at least, 6'2", 6'3", and a big guy at that. Ben-Sion Kaiser, he's listed at 5'1". He's definitely not 5'1".
No.
But he's probably closer to
That's got to be a mistake.
Yeah, it's probably 5'11" is what they meant. But he's just much smaller, and especially with already bad positioning, there's not much he can do.
Exactly, as unable to hit either of those free throws there. TABC, I'm sure, would love to do something with the ball here. It's been a while since we've seen a score. We got another three-point attempt from Gurin. No good. We got an offensive rebound from Kaiser. TABC looking to slow it down, reset their offense.
It's another offensive rebound for TABC. Magen's playing really tight defense when TABC has the ball, but they've been a little bit lax on the glass.
As Kindler is fighting for position down low. He wants the ball, but it's not an easy pass as Haber is locking him down. We got a three-point attempt there. No good. TABC really struggling to get some offense going. Smacky with a driving kick. Shab with a three-point attempt, no good. A bunch of guys fighting for the rebound. It ultimately lands into the hands of, I believe that was number 22. That was Sardar, yeah. And he scores it.
And again, very aggressive from Magen David, just when TABC thought that they had some space. as that's going to be an offensive foul drawn by Jack Haber, and that's going to be Kindler's third, something to keep an eye on. But going back to that previous play, just a very strong play from Mark Sardar, never giving up on that ball and taking away from Kindler, who seems to be a little bit hobbling down the court.
Well, I think part of the reason for that is that his shoe is not fully on. I would hope that he could get it on before the play begins, and he's still attempting to fix it. All right, and there it is. The shoe's on. We're back in play. I don't know if you hear that, Yosef, but fans in the crowd are cheering, Eula, Eula. That's,
Getting a little bit excited for the next game already.
Next game coming up. But for now, we have this game. An incredible cut and find. That's a beautiful play as it ends in a Shabbat layup.
Yeah, great baseline drive by Joshua Shabbat. Shabbat, he's known more for his three-point prowess, but just when he gets you think he's going to shoot the three, he'll put it on the floor and drive.
As yet another three-point attempt, and this time it's butter. We got an and one, an opportunity to make it a 4-point play from the big man, Gurin.
And we've seen Aiden Gurin struggle a little bit here to get the threes going. That's now only his second out of, I believe, 8 or 9 attempts this game, but maybe he can string a couple together here, get it going, especially after he got fouled there on a tough attempt.
As we got a couple of substitutions here, we got Kindler taking a break, but maybe this could be the momentum shift that TABC needs to make a big run. And he secures the free throw, making it a 4-point play. Yeah, and we see Coach TABC put in those fresh legs, Coach O's put in those fresh legs so that they could attempt to press a little bit. We need some TABC needs some energy, that's for sure.
Yeah, definitely, and that's a good strategy from Coach Oz, really trying to get more energy, more up in your face play from his guys. Putting in Jakob Solomon, the three-point shooter, maybe try to get more points per possession. Yona Mandel, who's a dynamic point guard, averaging 5 assists per game. Let's see if this, maybe quicker offense, a little more juice from TABC. Let's see if this changes the tide.
TABC is struggling to get an open look. With 3 seconds remaining on the shot clock, we got a step-back three-point attempt from Gurin. No good, but an offensive board. They're going to look to reset their offense.
And once again, Magen's got to watch the offensive glass. If there's one thing you do not want to do if you're Magen, it's keep giving TABC these second chance opportunities. They're really having a bad day shooting the basketball, and the last thing you want to do is keep giving them more chances to get hot.
Exactly. The more opportunities they get, the more chance they have of doing exactly that, which is coming back in this game as they bring it now to just a 9-point lead. Magen David immediately calls a timeout. That is a smart play as TABC just went on their own little 7-0 run. There are a few things in this world that are bigger than basketball. But I need to ask a special favor of everyone watching this game. Go to the description of this YouTube video and click on the OU link. Complete the form to send a letter to President Biden. We need to put pressure on the White House to intervene in the hostage situation. The OU will be delivering 180,000 signed letters to the White House on Wednesday next week. Click the link in the description of this very video and fill out the form. Thank you.
Yeah, it's massively important. They're marking 180 days for the hostages with 180,000 signed letters. We definitely need the support from the U.S. and President Biden. It's really easy. It's really quick. Just go on your phone. It takes 30 seconds. By the time you finish, this game won't even have picked back up. And it's just really key. It's something that's very important, and everyone should be clicking that link and signing that letter.
Exactly. As we see that the Flatbush team has just arrived for their next game coming up after this.
And there was a little bit of debate whether Flatbush would be wearing their black alternates that they wore in the Yeshiva League Finals or the maroon/mahoganies of their standard road jerseys. But we see them in the mahoganies for this next game.
Very cool jerseys, may I add. As we got a Solomon three-point attempt. He almost was able to bank it in. We got less than a minute left in this quarter. We got a fast break and one layup. Really not a great foul there. Obviously, the game is moving fast. It's hard to always make the smartest decision. But the last thing you want to do when you're trying to come back is give up an and one play, especially to a great free throw shooter in Smacky.
And that connection between Shabbat and Smecky, a little bit Mahomes and Travis Kelce quarterbacking that full court. Smecky with a nice pass lays it in and is able to draw the foul, potentially able to extend the lead to 12.
Exactly, and we all know how that dynamic duo ended their season. Kelce and Mahomes in a Super Bowl. Yeshiva League, same way, ended in the Magen David Championship. The Mahomes-Kelce duo is always a lethal one. We've got about 45 seconds left in this period. TABC looking to make something happen. They could cut this to a single-digit lead. But they definitely don't need a 3. We got plenty of time left to play in this game. Whole another period, may I add.
Yeah, at this point, you're still just playing your regular offense, just trying to get points in whatever way you can. Definitely no pressure to do anything in particular. Just trying to create an open shot and get those points.
There was no pressure until now that there's 2 seconds left on the shot clock. He throws up a prayer. It's an air ball. It's going the other way.
Yeah, and that never hit the rim, so it's going to be a shot clock violation. And TABC was very chill for the first, 15 to 20 seconds of that possession. And then at the end of the day, especially without Kindler on the floor, Magen's suffocating defense just didn't give them any opportunities, had to chuck up a prayer that it never had any chance.
And usually, you find, a possession like that come as a result of fatigue. But good thing, we got a break coming up as Magen David is able to score at the buzzer. Magen David is up by 14. They have 40. TABC has 26. Stay with us because we'll be right back after this commercial break.
Story with French fries.
Bowls of glass utensils.
What's the story with going to a non-kosher sushi restaurant?
I use a dairy blender to make a parve cake to serve at a meat meal.
Welcome back. We'd like to start out by thanking Dougies for being a proud MacsLive sponsor for the best barbecue and grill in Teaneck. Make your way to Dougies. Go to DougiesBarbecue.com to order. The link is in the description of this very video. Now, Yosef, we just saw a quarter there where Magen David really felt like they were in control. What did you see from that quarter, and what adjustments do you think TABC needs to make if they want to come back?
Yeah, it was a pretty solid quarter overall for Magen David. They could really continue the press. They were able to get Kindler to pick up a third foul, which basically sat him for the rest of the quarter. They hit a bunch of tough shots. The only thing I really want to see improvements on from Magen is containing TABC on the offensive glass. Other than that, it's basically been a flawless game for Magen David. And for TABC, they really got to limit the turnovers, and they've been struggling to get open looks on offense. They're really going to have to fix that up. Down 16 points here in the fourth quarter.
Exactly. Well said. He had that gorgeous pass there from Al Kindler, but not leading to a score. Magen David coming the other way. They got fresh legs. They got energy. Smecky hits yet another 2-point shot.
And that's what's so killer about Magen David is that we saw recently that Mark Sardar was playing really well, hitting his shots, hit a bunch of tough ones. Now Smecky hits one. Shabbat had a 3 before. With TABC, if Kindler is not having a great night, which he isn't playing, he hasn't really been a dominant force on offense for TABC. Magen has done a really good job of shutting him down. They kind of struggle to score with some of their other options. But for Magen, if Smecky's not going, they'll give it to Sardar. Sardar's not going, they'll give it to Shabbat. Shabbat's not going, they'll give it to Cher. Jack Haber's a great guy in the middle. They can really just beat you in so many ways, and that's what's made them so dominant this season.
Exactly. That's really what's making the Celtics in the NBA, if we could switch gears for a second, so dominant this season. They have so many offensive weapons. Obviously, they have their stars, and Jason Tatum and the like. But you have a team where you can just go to guys when other guys aren't playing well, it's so hard to beat. It's so hard to beat. Shabbat unable to capitalize there in the corner. Ball's going the other way. Sachs puts up a 3 from the corner. It's good. It's been a good minute since, a minute or so since TABC has scored. So that's something that they're excited about. Magen David immediately calls a timeout. We're going to send you a commercial break. We'll be right back.
What does it mean to be yourself? It's being bold.
Throws the alley for Terrell. Oh my goodness!
It's having heart.
I know that I have a responsibility and a platform to shed light on the Jewish community as a whole.
This is the professional debut for Ryan Terrell. He's trying to be the first ever Orthodox Jew to play in the NBA.
But most of all, it's being proud and wearing it. Clipped helped Ryan's fans show their pride. Let us help you spread the pride at your school with your own hassle-free merch shop. Contact Clip today for your free consultation.
Never be afraid to be who you are.
Welcome back. TABC is looking at the clock. They're looking at the score. They see that they have a bit over 6.5 minutes to cut this 15-point lead to 0.
Yeah, and Magen David's been doing a really great job containing Ayal Kunderler. He had 37 points against Berman. He only has 4 here today. And TABC's really been struggling to find other avenues for putting up points in this one.
Exactly, and just to put things into perspective, as Magen David gets a nice press break score there. Put things in perspective, we got a 17-point lead. The Storm haven't even scored 17 points in any quarter yet, let alone in 6 minutes. This is not going to be an easy mountain to climb as they turn the ball over yet again. Smecky with a deep mid-range shot, and it's good. Their offense is rolling right now. They just can't miss.
Yeah, and there's not much TABC can even do to stop. A lot of these shots from Smecky and Sardar are well contested. Some of them not as much, but a lot of them, there's hands in their face, and they're just drilling it. There's nothing, everything's pretty much going right for Magen today.
Exactly. But, yep, the tale continues. As no good on the score there, but a smart foul on the ground to stop that Magen David fast break.
Yeah, it's a really smart foul from Suleimanov after the missed 3, and as we see, he grabs him on the back there. The problem with TABC that they're having right now is that really without Kinderler, there aren't really too many other options for them offensively. You have Gurin, you have Suleimanov, you have Mandel, but none of them have really been able to hit shots tonight. And when your other guys can't hit shots, it really puts a lot of pressure on Kinderler, and Jack Haber is just doing a great job containing him down low.
Yeah, exactly. We knew he'd see some tough defense today. It was just a matter of, how TABC would respond. And so far, the team as a whole is not responding too great. As they get a solid look in the corner there. No good. Offensive board by Kindler with a beautiful find as he kicks it to Sachs for a 2-point layup.
Yeah, and that's what they're going to need from Kindler. If he can't get it going offensively, if he's getting shut down, he's got to be able to find open guys and make sure that even if they're not coming from Kindler, that somebody is getting points for TABC on these possessions.
As Sachs with a driving kick into a 3-point attempt, and Gurn hits the 3. Just like that, TABC feels a little bit of momentum here.
Yeah, that's what TABC is going to need going forward. Obviously still a little bit of a mountain to climb as now Magen extends the lead to 18 points. But, they're definitely, if Gurn's hitting his shots, that can definitely change the dynamic of this game for TABC.
Exactly, and just as we saw last game, TBC was down big to Shalhevet, and they came back and secured an overtime win. So, I was about to give them a little credit there, and I still will, even though with the turnover. If any team has the ability to come back, so far from what we've seen in this tournament, it has been TABC.
Yeah. And Coach Oz putting in some of the reserves a little bit for TABC as we see Shia Hirsch and David Bitone coming in, giving giving Kindler a rest, maybe trying to make sure he's fresh for the last 3.5 minutes, maybe spark some energy into these TABC Storm as they're kind of on their last legs here.
Exactly. Kindler is resting, and we got Sachs resting as well for TABC. And Magen David is obviously in no rush to do anything of significance. They're not trying to force anything. They find Shabbat inside. Gets blocked, but they get an offensive rebound. With 2 seconds left on the shot clock, it's going the other way.
And that was a strong defensive possession there from TABC. Obviously a little bit helped in the beginning. Magen was kind of just, a little bit stalling for time, which is what they should be doing, up, 18 points with under 4 to go. But, they're not only going to need stops, they're going to need buckets. And let's see if they can get them, even with Kindler on the bench.
Well said, as Shabbat and Haber do head to the bench for what could be the last time this game, for the rest of the game. Magen David seems pretty comfortable right now with this lead. But TABC's not ready to give up. As they put it up a 3 from the corner, it's no good. With an offensive rebound, they kick it back to Gurin. Gurin with a 3-point attempt of his own. No good. Another offensive rebound. We got a strong offensive board and take to the hoop by Shia Hirsch. He's coming in with fresh legs, and he's saying, hey, guys, I got you.
Yeah, and he's a big guy down low. Look to see the big guys for TABC. They're going to have to be aggressive on the offensive glass. They have no shot otherwise, as Coach Dweck is not happy with his center that he just put into the game, J.K. Arakanchi.
Yeah, and exactly. You mentioned this even earlier that Magen David has done almost everything perfectly here tonight. They've had an almost perfect game as far as, Sarachek standards are, go. But offensive boards have really been the story of the game. The one thing that they will need to tighten up on if they want to bring home the gold and win and beat the winner of Eula Flatbush, whoever makes it to the finals of that game. If they want to win, they're going to have to be able to clean that part of their game up, be able to box out and, not give up offensive rebounds.
Yeah, for sure, especially those two teams in Eula and Flatbush, very aggressive on the inside. Obviously, we know Flatbush from Benny Keita is Benny Keita from Flatbush, is an absolute monster. Darren Casson is also huge. Those guys are Magen's really going to have to contain them. And then even for Eula has so many different options down low. Yishai Rosenblatt, Yoni Hollander, just to name a few.
Yeah, exactly. And even Eula, a team that doesn't have so many big men, even the guys who are, non-conventional big men, they're just aggressive, they're strong, able to get boards. But Magen David knows that. They know that, that's an adjustment they need to make. As they're forced to put up a shot at the buzzer. The story of the game, easy buckets, and they score yet again.
Another tough bucket from Mark Sardar. He's just been excellent for Magen, both offensively and defensively. He's a captain for them, and he's really, the big players step up in the big moments, and he's pretty much been their guy today.
As TABC finally gets something to go with a nice-looking step-back 3 from Charlie Simmons.
Yeah, that was a nice 3 from Charlie. Maybe a little bit too late, under 2.5 to go. TABC's really got to put the pressure on Magen defensively here.
As Specky puts up a 3-point attempt of his own. No good. Rebound secured by Hirsch. TABC trying to run in the fast break. It ends in a turnover yet again.
Yeah, I know you got to be a little bit aggressive in that scenario. But I'd like to see them maybe make a little bit more of a safe pass. You don't want to give the ball away, as I believe there's going to be a timeout on the floor.
And with this timeout, we're going to send you to commercial break, but stick around. We'll be right back.
Thousands worldwide choose Israel for their gap year. Masa has opportunities for interning, studying, volunteering, and exploring throughout the country.
Doing an internship on gap year, I learned all these skills that no kid who hasn't gone to uni is supposed to know yet.
My experience at Masa, learning about Judaism and Israel, is going to help me take those values into my future, into college, and then bring them into the rest of my life.
Now, more than ever, this is your time to explore Israel, explore who you are on your Masa gap year.
Welcome back. We got 2 minutes remaining in this game. Both teams have checked in their reserves for the most part. We got a nice little mix of reserves and starters, keeping things interesting, keeping things fun. And Magen David is going to look to probably try and dribble the clock. I mean, they can't, do that for 2 minutes, but going to slow down their possessions. They're not in any rush here. they're just going to enjoy their sweet time.
Yeah, and you know, when you're a reserve and you get into a game like this, you really kind of just want to go prove to the coach what you can do. But in this scenario, what you can prove to the coach is that you're a smart player that plays with your head. You know, not necessarily looking for personal fame, just trying to do what's best for the team.
Exactly, and you know, we got a lot of guys in the game right now who are not seniors in high school. We got a lot of guys in the game right now who are sophomores and juniors looking to prove to the coach that they want to be the ones to be on the big stage next year come Sarachek.
Yeah, definitely, and these are both teams that have proven to be Sarachek staples. You know, obviously both teams going in with the assumption that they'll be back next year. You know, TABC down 15, you got to assume they're not going to pull it out. But really the best is ahead for TABC. Most of their team is a bunch of is juniors. A lot of their impact players were part of their undefeated Yeshiva League winning team last year. The only seniors that are really leaving for them are number 4 Charlie Simmons and number 43 Aiden Gurin. But a lot of the core for TABC will be returning, and look for them to be dangerous in this tournament next season. You know, and
It's funny you say that. It's incredible to note that Eyal Kindler himself is just a junior. He's only beginning his career, really. Truly a special talent, someone I'm excited to watch in the coming years. As Hirsch is at the free throw line, I'm going to take a moment right now to thank everyone who worked on this game and really brought this stream to you. We got executive producer Eitan Traurig, executive director Eitan Traurig, executive producer Zevi Pantzer, as TABC is able to score there.
I believe the scoreboard.
Director David Raviv, associate producer Yosef Silver, who also happens to be right next to me, which is incredible. The moral support and the overall commentary you've given this game has really added life. The camera operators, David Gaffin, Marco Nunu, Yosef Bluth, and Donnie Horwitz. We got Gila Marcus on stats, joined by Peter Austin. I'm Yisrael Einhorn. And again, like I said, I was joined by Yosef Silver. This was a fun game. It really was. You know, not the result that TABC was looking for. This is a game that Magen David is going to remember for a while. And on the flip side, a game that TABC is going to look to forget real soon.
Yeah, as Coach Dweck calling a timeout, kind of giving opportunities to the guys at the end of the bench, you know, being able to put them in this spot, you know, up 13 with under a minute to go. And going back on those thank yous, I want to give an extra shout out to Eitan Traurig and Kiva Poppers, who were here working in the gym, making sure that the broadcasts are what they are. They were here at 6:30 in the morning. Eitan Traurig did not really sleep last night. Kiva Poppers as well. Big shout out to those two. Incredible. For everything that they do.
Exactly. Enough words cannot be stated to just point out the work that they're putting in to bring these incredible streams to life. As we got under a minute left.
As Coach Oz for TABC honoring his seniors. Every player on the floor for TABC has really made an impact as a senior. This will be their last game competing wearing the TABC Thunderstorm jersey. And it's really just a testament to their whole career for TABC.
Yeah, truly, a lot of hard work has been put in to get to this spot. Semifinals are not easy to make, especially in a one-game elimination tournament, one-loss elimination tournament. And TABC will probably just run the clock out here. No, they're going to keep pushing, and they're going to hit a three. What a nice shot. And timeout called by Coach Oz by TABC.
Yeah, they'll probably look to just continue the rotation, try to get some more guys onto the court. It's 13.6, down 12.
Exactly. We got parents here. We got friends. We got fans. We got a lot of people who came out to support, their children, their friends. And Coach Oz looking to just get whoever he can on the court. Because, again, everyone who's on this team put in work to get here. As, while it appeared that Magen David did dominate for most of the second half, if you're just tuning in now, for whatever reason, it doesn't look like such a big loss. A 12-point loss is not a big deal at all, especially in a semifinals game against the 1 seed. TABC did come into this game as a 5 seed, so really, they just did great work all around. Magen David will most probably just dribble the clock out as soon as they inbound the ball. And just like we anticipated, oh, no, we still got another change of possession. This game refuses to end.
Yeah, but overall, a very valiant effort from TABC in this tournament. An absolute thriller on Friday and an upset against the Shalhevet Firehawks. And look for this team to be dangerous next year.
And just like that, the game is over. We're going to send you a commercial break, but stick around, because right after these commercials, we're going to introduce you to the Yachad post-game show.
We've come a long way, haven't we? Chalk it up to maturity over time. Because this time, we will not be silent. This time, we will stand strong and proud. This time, we will hold our ground. This time, they'll never stop me from being me. Clipped, show who you are.
And welcome back. We just brought to you an incredible game, but now we got an incredible post-game show presented by Yachad. We got our good friend and sideline reporter, Aaron Whedon, on the sideline, ready to interview the players of the game. Aaron, what do you have for us?
Cabot and, excuse me, Mr. Specky. It's great you guys have your names in the back of the jersey. It helps me a lot. And we have the other starters. Welcome. Guys, semifinals game. We had a close one going into halftime. A lot of shots were falling in the first half. What happened in the second half? How'd you guys turn it around?
Our coaches just told us to keep shooting it, move the ball around, and get layups. And when we get those layups, the threes will come, and just keep stifling our defense, keep playing good D. And when we play good D, it leads to transition offense, and that's how we blew the game open.
Any additional thoughts to that?
I just, I think we're on a 29 game winning streak right now, so we're pretty comfortable with what we do. Whenever I don't remember the last time we were down in the fourth quarter, but coach told us stay composed, keep the winning streak going. One more, we end the season 30-0, and that's the goal. That's why we're here.
It's incredible. How do you guys shut down Aiden Gurin and Ayal Kindle-Eric? Ayal had 37 in the first round, and Gurin's a sharpshooter. What can you tell us?
You just gotta work hard. You gotta work hard, you gotta front him, and you want it. You have to want it more than the other guy, always. Want it more, and you're gonna get it.
What do you think you can do to get ready for this next game? What's your mindset going into the championship game?
Yeah, we're just gonna keep doing what we do, and we don't lose. We don't lose, baby.
Guys, congratulations. Championship game tomorrow. We'll see you tomorrow.
Shout out the bench mob. The bench mob's amazing.
Back to you guys in the booth.
All right, thank you so much. These guys are happy, but they're hungry. They want that championship win tomorrow. It's going to be a tough matchup for either Flatbush or Eula. Depends on who wins this game coming up. Stick around or switch off to that stream because we got an incredible semifinals matchup for you. I'm Mr. Leinern, joined today by Yosef Silver. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good day.